Welcome back to MarieAnnMarie and my first crochet tutorial. Stay tuned at the end for ways I styled this top. Let's get started. So today we're going to start off with a 5mm crochet hook, red heart yarn with the color Shocking Pink. To start off, make a slip knot. I'm going to start off with a chainless foundation. Chainless foundation is going to be chain 1, chain 2, and then you're going to yarn over and go right back into the bottom. Yarn over again, pull through 2, and then pull through 2. This is for a half double crochet chainless foundation. So in order to go into the next one, you're going to yarn over. See this little one right here? You're going to go into that, yarn over, pull through 2, and then pull through 2 again. So that's going to be our chainless foundation. It's already going to give us a row of double or half double crochets. So I'm going to do 51 of these. I'm a size medium, and if you want to do a size large or extra large, you can continue to add change. Now this actually does fit a size large. You might have a little extra cleavage on the side, and if you're okay with that, then this is the right change for you. Okay, something I also noticed beforehand, so we know how you do the first chain 2. Essentially, I believe we're chaining 52 chains, and forgive me, I do this pattern all the time and I don't even think about it. But you see here, these 2 chains, some people, I believe, use this as their first double crochet. You can go right into here. But I actually like to pull right here, and then it kind of disappears, and then this part is actually going to be the first double crochet. So it's up to you, depending on how you like it. See, this one kind of disappears. So just as long as, if you pull this down tight, as long as you have 51 chains, you're good to go. It just has to be an odd number for the pattern, okay? So make sure it's odd, and then we're ready to go. Chain 1 and turn. You're going to chain 1 and turn at the end of every row. So you're going to start with a double crochet. You're going to chain 1. You're going to skip this next stitch here and double crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, and double crochet in the next stitch. So your pattern is going to look like this. So we're going to work this all the way down. We're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, go into the next, half double crochet. If I did say double crochet, I'm sorry. I do mean half double crochet. Okay, so we're coming to the end of the second row. So you're going to chain 1, skip that stitch, and then you're going into the end stitch. And this is what I was talking about at the end here. This is going to be your last half double crochet. And like I said, you can essentially go into this one if you wanted to, but I just don't like it like that. So whenever I do my patterns, I always kind of pull that first chain 2 and make it tight, and then I go into the first chainless foundation half double crochet. That's just how I like to do it. So at the end of this stitch, we're going to start row 3. We're going to chain 1 and turn. So I like to offer various ways to do a project because I don't really do 2 things the same way. So you have 2 options here. So you can double crochet into the first one, and then you can either double crochet right in here. So just go right underneath that whole piece here and come up right here. Or you can find that little hole here, that little stitch, and you can actually go right inside there and you can do your double crochet. So we're going to do a whole row of double crochet. It does look slightly different the way you do it. This is kind of going to give you, I'll show you a little bit like that. A little bit smoother and neater. I, on the other hand, I don't want to say because I'm lazy, but I do crochet a lot, and so it's faster for me sometimes. I'm going to just go right underneath and then go into the next double crochet, and then I'm going to go right underneath that chain 1 stitch, and then I'm going to double crochet in the next double crochet. Oh, I keep saying double crochet. I'm sorry. Half double crochet into the chain 1 space, and then I'm going to half double crochet into the half double crochet, and I'm going to continue a row of half double crochets. Can you tell that I have been double crocheting for some time. Forgive me, it is my first tutorial. I promise I will do better the next time. Okay, so we're going to do a whole row of half double crochet, and I will see you back at the end. Completed our row of half double crochet, so I'm back at the end here. Of course, chain one and turn your work. So now we're going to do another row of this mesh stitch, which we're going to do half double crochet, chain one, skip the next stitch, half double crochet. So chain one, skip the stitch, half double crochet, chain one, skip the next stitch, half double crochet. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast, just let me know. For the next video, I tend to do pretty quick tutorials in my mind, because if you're pretty good at crocheting, I don't want to bore you guys with all my talking. We just want to get down to the pattern, which is to say that's not bad, but just let me know. I do love feedback. Okay, so we're going to do another row of this chain one, skip a stitch, half double crochet, and I'll see you back at the end. I did 1, 2, 3, 4 of the mesh stitch, half double crochet, mesh stitch, half double crochet, mesh stitch, half double crochet, mesh stitch, half double crochet. We're ready for the decreasing chain. So we're going to chain one, turn. We're going to half double crochet in this stitch. We're going to skip the next stitch, but instead of doing a chain one, we're going to just do a half double crochet right in that one. So that's going to decrease right there at the beginning. We're going to chain one, half double crochet, chain one, half double crochet. We're going to do this all the way until the end of the row, and I will let you know what we do at the end, because we're going to decrease at the end as well. So we're at the end of the row. We did another mesh stitch, which was the half double crochet, chain one, skip a stitch. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left. So I already half double crochet, chain one. We're going to half double crochet where we usually would, and right here we would usually skip a stitch, chain one. We're still going to skip that stitch, but we're not going to chain one. We're just going to go straight into the last half double crochet. So right there, there's our second decrease. Chain one, turn your work. We already half double crocheted. We skipped this stitch here, and we half double crocheted in this chain one space. We're going to half double crochet all the way along like usual until we get to the end of the row, and then I'll show you how to decrease once we get to the end of the row. Now to the end of the row. So right now I have these 2 stitches left. I did a half double crochet in the chain space area. So right now I have the decrease from the end of the last row here. So we're just going to skip this stitch here, and we're going to half double crochet at the end. So there is our decrease, and you can start to see our work going in a little bit on either side. So chain one, flip your work. This is going to be a row of mesh stitches. We're going to half double crochet always at the beginning, and for this one we're going to skip the next stitch. We are not going to chain one. We're going to go right into that half double crochet. So we're skipping this stitch. We're not doing our chain one. We're going into that next half double crochet, and then we start the mesh stitch. Chain one, skip the next stitch, half double crochet, chain one, skip the next stitch, half double crochet all the way down. So I hope that you guys can start to see the pattern. You're going to repeat this pattern until you get the desired length that you like, and then at the end I will show you how I completed this work, and we can put on our finishing touches. Okay, so I did about 8 rows of decrease, and you can see how the project is coming along. If your project is not decreasing as fast as you would like, I'm going to show you a way where you could start in the middle of doing a decrease as well. But if you like how your pattern is going, ignore me and continue the video and decrease as you normally would. Okay, so here's just a quick little, if you feel as though your pattern, if you have a shorter torso, or you still want this kind of border at the end but you want it to be shorter, it's not decreasing fast enough, all those options, here's how to do another decrease in the middle. So we're going to continue like we were, half double crochet. We're going to skip this stitch and we're going to half double crochet in the next, and then we're going to continue our half double crochets until we get down approximately to the middle of our work. Now you can count the stitches so that you make sure that it's right in the middle. Okay, so I reached roughly the middle of my work. Like I say, you can also count. A good way to see that you're in the middle of the work is just flip it over and match it and see that you're right in the middle of the work. Okay, we already did a half double crochet in that chain 1 space, and we're going to get ready as if we're going to do another half double crochet. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to go into the top of that half double crochet, pull through. We're going to keep those 3 chains on the hook. We're going to go right into that chain 1 space as if we're going to do another half double crochet, but without the yarn over. We're going to go straight in there, pull through. So now we have 4 chains on our hook, or 4 loops on our hook, and we're going to pull yarn over and pull through all 4. So that way we did 2 half double crochets into 1. So that is another way that you can decrease right in the middle there, and then you would just continue down the row like you normally would. All right, I have made a total of 26 rows. If you would like your neck part to be a little bit smaller, you can decrease a few more rows if you like. So at this point, we are going to work on the neck part and then the straps and then the border all the way around. Okay, so now that we are done with the decreasing and the rows, we are going to work along the top. So I already did my chain 1. We're going to do a row of half double crochets all the way across. We're not decreasing anywhere. Okay. Coming to the end of the row of our half double crochets. So this is what it's going to look like at the top of that row. So now we are actually going to start our chain. So we're going to have a chain here and a chain here, and then that chain is actually going to come down and loop into these spaces here. So right now I'm going to chain a chain long enough to reach all the way down my back around my waist. Okay, so I did a chain of 140, and this should be able to come all the way down to this side and tie right in the middle. So that should be perfect. Once we did our 140 chains, we're going to go back and single crochet all the way down till we get back to the beginning. Now you can also do a slip stitch all the way down, but I like to do a single crochet for a stronger hold. We're going to work that last single crochet. You're going to go into both of these little loops where the single crochet is, right in here. And we're going to single crochet. So that kind of locks in the bottom here. And then we're going to yarn over and go into the side here. And we're going to do half double crochets all the way down. Now when you're doing the side, there is no real place for you to go into. You just want to go into the things that look the most like a top of a stitch. So kind of the V's here. We're going to go inside. This forms like a little V, which resembles the top of a half double crochet stitch. Right in here, we're going to go in. And we're just going to continue this all the way down and around. And it's going to give our top a border instead of it looking kind of unfinished. If you didn't want to do a border, that would be perfectly fine as well. I do have tops that don't have a border. However, it's easier for me to do a border all the way around, and I don't really like to cut and weave in a lot of ends. So with this, it's going to be one continuous stream all the way down and around until we get back up to the top of the other side, where we're going to do another 140 chains and come back again. So you don't have to cut and tie off and weave in any ends. You just do it all the way around. And I will show you before I do the second strap. I also want to note that when you get down to the bottom, this is a good time to start to weave in that end as well. So I already started weaving it in with my stitches, and then once I'm done, I'm going to pull through and knot and tie off. Okay, we made our way back up to the top of the top. I did not actually go into the stitch on the top here, the first half double crochet. I stopped at the stitch on the side. You're not going to actually go into any of the top stitches. You're going to repeat the 140 chains, and then you're going to come back on that 140 chains with a single crochet. And once we're done, I will show you the last and final piece, and we're almost done, guys. All right, we are almost done. We are doing our last single crochet, and we are at the top here. We are going to do a single crochet. So now you're going to work into that first stitch there, all the way across the top of this. I want to say the top of the top, but I guess it's the only thing to do. It is the top of the top. Working all the way across. And that last one there. And if you like, you can actually just do a quick slip stitch to kind of seal everything in, and we are done. You're going to cut the top of that and weave in your ends. When I weave in my ends, I actually like to tie a little knot here and then continue to weave in and then tie another little knot, and then eventually I have it weaved in and I cut it off. I don't like to just weave in because I'm always afraid that once I wash it, my ends are going to come out, and I like to just have like little safety precaution knots hidden within. For the straps, I just crisscrossed it, and I found the nearest hole at the bottom, and I just weaved it in. So I'm going to put it right in here. You can actually put it down in one of these in the corner if you feel as though you don't want to see this kind of shape here on the side. If it's too bulky, if you don't want to put it there, you can actually put it in a little corner piece here. I like it in this corner piece here because it doesn't pull on my border as much, but either one is fine. And once you crisscross the straps, you can tie it right in the back there. Let's get into styling. So the first way I styled it was over top of my bikini top. Now my bikini pretty much kind of matches this color, so it worked perfectly. I can wear my bikini top with or without the straps. Yes, I'm excited. I did a little dance. I'm ready to get back to the beach, and since it's mesh, my bikini top shows really nicely underneath. Now for the second way, of the little dance, I wore a bandeau top underneath. You can wear a plain one or a plain bra. Did a little twirl for you guys. I paired it with a skirt. So this is great if you want to just go out on a nice spring, summer day. You could pair it with a blazer or a sweater. Thank you so much for doing my tutorial today. Any feedback, please post it down at the bottom. I can't wait to see your tops. Tag me at MarieAnnMarie Instagram and I can share it online. Have a good day.